We have talked about James Ferguson before. He took photos of a lot of so-called ruins in the 1800s, this time in the Ajanta caves. But in order to understand this, we have to first go to the Bhaja Buddhist caves, all located in India, 260 miles apart from each other, showing that this is very common to have palace caves in the past, where we can clearly see that the previous civilization was technologically beyond anything that we could ever imagine, and clearly beyond anything that we have ever been told. This advanced group of people that were here before us were not only capable of building palaces situated on the ground, like we have seen with the Cologne Cathedral or the Milan Cathedral, palaces that last forever, built to easily withstand the test of time. The previous civilization was also capable to go into cliffs and carve out palaces within the volcanic rock that extends along a cliff overlooking the Wagora River. And at this point in time, alarms should be going off for all of us. At this point in time, we should all be able to see that there is something massive wrong with what we have been told by the mainstream history. Just because they call them ruins or ancient, this does not simply dismiss why they are here. We can see that there are 22 entrances to this place where they are called caves now. And we know here that it's very possible we're not being told everything, where the good stuff is normally off limits to the public, where we know that, we've seen that, where we know that a few caves, or in my opinion, entrances, have been either destroyed or hidden by dirt. I've found some incredible stuff here, and I'm not holding any of it back. So let's take a look together. Once you enter this cave, you see centralized in the back is a rock-carved ball placed on top of this platform, and you'll definitely want to remember this for later. And they tell us that this is a relic of resident monks, where their names are engraved on the side. But let's be honest and think logically. Me and you could have just wrote our names on the side of this thing last night, telling us that this dates back 2,200 years ago. And we all know how trustworthy that date is at this point. Not only do we have this one that seems to be the main one, but they have all these other ones in another cave nearby. So they were clearly used for something, where some of them connected to the ceiling. And in my opinion, this part has been destroyed, and was very possible that it was an energy source. Because when we go back to the main one, you can see that that one also had this box on top, which is, in my opinion, no longer connected to the ceiling where it once was. Some sort of old world technology here for sure. Incredible stuff. Someone has clearly come in here and destroyed the tops of these structures. And something has happened here where we live. We all know this by now. A massive mud flood has buried a lot of structures. We know that a lot of the old world is still under our feet. And we also know that there are hidden structures within these hills, especially when we are told in an article on photodharma.net that in 1879, the exact same year that James Ferguson was taking photos of these caves, 260 miles away, in another set of caves in India, which is lining up perfectly for us now, that a very old and most interesting cave was discovered in the Bhaja Scarp, further east. When first found, the cave was filled nearly to the roof of the veranda with mud and earth, filled with mud. How many more caves are in there that are still filled with this mud? Is this entire mountain one massive temple? Have we just located a massive old world palace that is hidden by mud? And would you be shocked if these were all over the world, just waiting for us to find them? Especially when we find these caves over here and then scroll to the top of, in my opinion, a palace, and we find more openings and a massive waterfall that was clearly man-made. Perfect steps leading all the way up, where we now know that this whole thing is no random mountain. and in my opinion, proves that there has been a massive cover-up in our historical timeline, proving that there was a group of people here before us that had technology that would be unimaginable. Technology that the ones in control today most likely still have. At this point, I can say confidently that in 1895, the power tool was given back to us. That was not the first time the power tool has ever been here. It is officially time for everyone to fully understand that the historical narrative that we are forced fed since day one is not a story for us. I just found something wild about stem cells. If you don't know, stem cells are like tiny repair crews inside your body, and they go and fix things that need to be fixed. And guess who's been ahead of the curve on this? Joe Rogan. He's been talking about this for years. Watch this.
I had a full-length rotator cuff tear, and the UFC gave me a doctor in Los Angeles, and he looks at my MRI and goes, "You're gonna need surgery." I go, 100%? He goes, "I don't know how you're using it now. It's a matter of time. You're gonna need surgery, so it might be better to do it now." So I got it shot up with stem cells. And this was the early days of stem cells in America, where you could get away with more. You gotta go to Mexico now again. Tijuana, the Cellular Performance Institute. Dose you. And 6 months later, I go and get an MRI. The rotator cuff tear is gone. And Dr. McGee looks at me and goes, "You know how insane this is?"
But here's the crazy part. Most stem cell therapies are illegal in the USA. Not because they're unsafe, not because they don't work, but because they work too well. And we all know that that threatens big pharma. If you could heal your knees, fix your back, or recover from surgery without pills, without insurance, and without endless doctor visits, what happens to their profit? The FDA has blocked these treatments. As a result, people are forced to go overseas just to get access to their own biology, and it's expensive, unregulated, and totally out of reach for most of us. Just one placenta stem cell injection can cost you $50,000. But here's what most people don't know. There's a natural way to support your stem cell activity, and it comes from high flavanol cocoa. Studies have been done to show that flavanols in cocoa, they stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow, like bees coming out of a beehive in your bloodstream. Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee actually backs this up. Check this out.
So, studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. If it's in your skin, they'll fix it. And so we can eat foods like high flavanol cocoa in order to be able to actually get the stem cells to work a little bit better. Now, how do we know this actually functions and works in people? Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably.
That's right, dark chocolate. But here's the thing. Flavanols are the good stuff found in cocoa beans, but they usually destroy them during the chocolate making process. That is where Black Forest supplements come in. They've created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder, packed with everything your body actually needs. And it's only 20 calories. This is not regular cocoa. It's literally stem cell fuel. No sugar, 20 calories. Mix it in with your coffee or your shakes. If you feel old, slow, or just off, lazy stem cells might be why. But this totally flips a switch. Over 100% increase in stem cell circulation. And listen, Black Forest, they just launched their biggest deal of the year, and it's insane. 50% off right now on their best-selling cocoa formula. It's only available for 48 hours right now, and it's the best offer I've ever seen. Black Forest literally told me that they're basically just breaking even on this promo, just to get your hands on this before the prices go back up. Because cocoa prices have been skyrocketing worldwide over the last few months. We can't depend on big pharma or processed junk at the grocery store to protect our health. Hit the link right in the description or in the pinned comment. Grab this incredible deal from Black Forest and take control of your health. Just go to blackforestsupplements.com/break and get 50% off right now. The true story of our past is much, much deeper and holds a hidden past. Now that we know about the Baja Caves, it's time to go northeast and see what James Ferguson located in the exact same year of 1879. I have found more photographs of it. This one being in the database of Princeton University, tagging it as Cave 26. It's time to show the world that these caves are just entrances to an old world palace. that is a much larger structure than we can even imagine, and just being hidden by this dirt, and that these structures are not the only ones in the world, and that there is something significant going on here, something strategic, something that was created by the same group, and something that is clearly being hidden from us today. When we have located Cave 26 on Google Earth, and remember that I said to keep this one in mind from earlier, the one from 260 miles away. When we now go to the Ajanta Caves and see this exact same structure 260 miles away on an even larger scale, with the box on the top of the ball present, exactly like we saw in the other cave. And when we enter the cave, there are depictions of giant people. What have we found today? Multiple caves, possible